morning and welcome to Advertising Today. I'm Charlotte Meadows.
And I'm Olivia Webb.
And today we'll be speaking about Coca-Cola's Share a Coke campaign. So Coca-Cola, we all know it, most of us love it, but how much do we really know about the Share a Coke campaign and the success behind it? The Share a Coke campaign was launched in Australia in 2011 using 150 of the country's most popular names. This was launched after they found that the sales amongst young people had plummeted and they needed to reignite the love of the brand. The names replaced the company's logo, and it was done based on the fact that people would purchase the bottles based on sentimental values. The campaign incorporated online and offline elements and was hugely successful. It has now been implemented in over 70 countries.
So, as always, we'd love to hear your opinions, so feel free to tweet us throughout the show and we'll try and read out as many as we can towards the end. Here with us in the studio today, we have Jane and Lucy, YouGov researchers, and they're going to explain to us the creative idea behind Share a Coke. Lucy and Jane, it's really great that we could have you here in the studio today.
Thank you, Olivia. Lovely to be here.
So, Lucy, what was the creative idea behind Share a Coke?
Coca-Cola wanted a fundamental idea that would reunite Australians with the idea of getting together, sharing a good time over a can of Coke. The primary campaign objective was to increase the consumption of Coke over the summer period, and the secondary was just to get people to talk about Coke once again. We also wanted to further grow the company's KPIs and to grow the market share because, as we know, the soft drinks industry is shrinking. People go into teas, fruit drinks, so we need to get people to talk about Coke once again. Interestingly enough, the initial brief was actually 151 words, wasn't it? Crazy. Yeah. We basically gave the impression that any idea you had tucked away about Coke, now's the time to share it.
Wow, 151 words for a brief. That's probably the shortest I've ever heard of.
I know, me too. So next, what was the idea behind using people's names on the Coke bottles in replacement of the brand name?
The power of a first name being used in a playful and social way to remind people of those in their lives that they have lost touch with, moved away, how life goes. It's just a great way to really have an emotional connection and let your loved ones know that you are still thinking about them, so you want to share a Coke with them. Everyone wants to belong somewhere, they want to feel valued, and they want to share these connections, and all we're doing at Coke is just helping them to do that through our products.
So a main theme throughout the campaign appears to be personalisation. Would you agree?
Yes, definitely, Olivia. According to a recent study by Hollywood Business Media, it showed that 78% of consumers feel like brands who create unique and personalised content are more interested in building a relationship with their consumers. Originally, the campaign was known as Project Connect, but it was later changed to Share a Coke, with the aim being to strengthen Coke's bond with the young Australian adults. The concept was for consumers to share their moments of happiness in both the real and virtual world, using Coke as their medium. The concept was for consumers to share their moments of happiness in the real and virtual world, using Coke as their medium. And this is the reason why we decided to have 150 of the most popular Australian names on our bottles, replacing the brand name.
So, in addition to what Lisa just said, people love that the campaign speaks to them directly by using their first names. Studies showed that half of social media users in Britain are willing to share personal information in exchange for personal content. They were also engaged in participative elements of the campaign, particularly by sharing images of the personalised Coke bottles on Twitter and Facebook. Share a Coke also spoke to them as individuals, so they basically spoke to them personally, while making them feel more connected to the brand and to one another actually, and that is the secret to success, to be honest.
I agree.
Also, just to add to that, I'll be discussing the mass market penetration. In terms of mass market penetration, Share a Coke's target demographic was mainly on 18 to 25-year-olds. However, something that worked to the company's advantage was alienation. Any consumer aged between the ages of 13 and 60 could participate without feeling excluded. Today's consumers want to feel unique, and giving some users something affordable and personalised is key to succeed.
Okay, now we've just had a tweet from Ria Essa She says, I wish I had a more popular name. I can never find it on a Coke can. How do you address this issue?
That's definitely a very good point. And just to let you know, Ria, you can always go on the Coca-Cola website. We have a feature where you can actually order your own personalised names on bottles and other Coke memorabilia.
Yeah.
But back to your question, to begin with, the campaign only had 150 of the most popular names in Australia. But this meant that we were only going to reach about 42% of the population. And even with adding the generic terms such as, mom, dad, mates, this still would not reach the whole population. So this in mind, we decided to change the concept into more about giving a Coke to someone they care about, rather than sort of buying it for your own personal use. Also, as the popularity of the campaign grew, we actually decided to do a second release of names, where we let the consumers actually pick the names or vote for the names they want to see next on the bottle. We did this on our social media, Facebook, and it was really successful.
I'd like to agree with Lucy. We also addressed the issue through the use of social media, which accounts for a lot of the success of the campaign, where consumers could create a virtual Coke can with their name on it and share it through social platforms such as Facebook and Twitter.
Yeah, this was actually a really good way for Coke to spread the word and awareness about the brand, which of course in turn would increase revenue, things like that. But at the same time, this was great for brand connection. Today, the consumers have now ordered personalised bottles and memorabilia with the names, words of their choices. So Ria, you can definitely do that. We actually have a really wonderful story about, the guy who proposed to his girlfriend using our Share a Coke bottles as his medium.
So as you can see, it says, beautiful Eloise, will you marry me?
It's a lovely idea to use the personalised bottles in that way. So as a whole, how successful was the Share a Coke campaign?
Oh, Coke has been very successful. As a whole, this is a total success. We actually sold over 250,000 of these newly named cans and bottles in a nation with a population of 23 million people. That's more than 20 Cokes per person.
And just to add to that, since this UK campaign launch, it's proven to be just a success here as well as in Australia. From a social perspective, Coca-Cola has seen its Facebook community grow by 3.5% and globally by 6.8%. The hashtag has also been used 29,000 times on Twitter.
So I think we can agree it was just an amazing success.
Thank you, Jane and Lucy, for your time.
Next up, we'll be getting the inside scoop on the execution and rationale behind the campaign. See you after the break.
Cheers! We're now here with James. James, we know that social media has been a major instrument in the success of the campaign. Can you tell us about the popularity of the campaign on social media and how did you achieve to get customers to participate in this campaign?
Thank you, Charlotte. Well, I can say that social media has been the backbone of our campaign. It's amazing how fast information can spread these days. And as Coca-Cola, we wanted to take the advantage of that. What's a better way to establish close relationships with customers other than social media? Using our hashtag #ShareACoke, we have instilled a sense of urgency for customers to share their experiences with the brand and put the brand out there with their names and names of their friends and share it online. Everybody had a reason to share a Coke. We first launched the campaign in Australia in 2011. Our social media messages were accompanied by big billboard ads in central areas. The campaign made a big impact, and everywhere you looked, it was you and your friends. We've hosted events in streets and big shopping malls with kiosk printers so we could print any name on a Coca-Cola can. And people queued for hours actually. In only 5 months, we've managed to get 5% increase in our sales in Australia. The total volume increased by 4% and we've made 12 million media impressions. After the viral success of the campaign, we've decided to include more names in our cans to appeal to even a larger audience. The online promotion encouraged the offline act of purchase and sharing, and which in turn encouraged more online promotion by the customers, sharing their pictures and experiences with the brand, which also promoted the product even further. You can see this is a successful regenerating cycle for our campaign.
So how was the campaign received on social media?
Well, I can say our most successful platform has been Instagram. We've started the campaign on Instagram on 14th of May to 14th of August, and by that time, between that time, we've had 3,067 followers with a total of 19,000 engagements. You can see the peak there where the campaign got popular. And on Twitter, our hashtag #ShareACoke was used 29,000 times, and the campaign had 3,040 mentions from 20th of May to 16th of September. And on Facebook, our traffic to our website has been increased by 870% with 34,000 likes and 50,000 total engagements.
Wow, so you could say it was very well received on social media.
Yes.
And here we have Bob to talk through the rationale behind the approach to the campaign with us. So Bob, how successful is the integrated marketing of the Coke campaign?
Okay, as many of you would agree that integrated marketing has been around for many years, and many successful companies have been implementing integrated marketing in promoting their products or services through various different channels with great success. And #ShareACoke campaign is an example of integrated marketing at its finest. Coke was be able to run their campaign without any hiccups in over 70 different countries. They have been promoting their campaign to some of the most popular social media, including YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, as James mentioned before. The hashtag #ShareACoke brought the popularity throughout the campaign.
Oh, that's really interesting. Now, could you tell me a bit more about the personalisation and customisation factors of the campaign?
Well, we live in a world today where we move around the digital space. The way we connect with one another continues to evolve. It might seem as though the more people we connect online, the fewer we actually see in real life. And Coke knew just that by having the hashtag #ShareACoke, by having people to sign up online to get the Coke, to get the personalized Coke bottle. Coca-Cola is the world's biggest beverage company. They notice and adapt this changing environment very quickly and successfully. Personalization has become a way of life to many people, especially teen and millennials. Everyone wants to be unique in their own way. They want to self-express. People started to print their name on clothes, shoes, and customize became important in finding who you are. So many of you agree that even sports athletes have their name on their shoes or their clothes on. It's kind of defining who they are, and they want to be unique. Coke did exactly the same with the campaign. Everyone can find their name of their loved one or on one of the Coke bottle. It is really easy, shareable with the same price as normal Coke, so everyone can get it. It's very easy. So there's no stopping them from getting what they want. What a better way to say you care about someone by giving them something that has their name on it. It's a way of saying I went to the grocery and I saw a Coke bottle with your name, so I bought it on it, so it reminds me of you, so I bought it for you. By having a long lost relative name on the Coke bottle, Coke bring up memories and create emotional effect to the consumers, which is something that will benefit the company not only in short term but in the long run.
No, that's very true. I don't know about you, but I love the fact that I could get my name on a Coca-Cola bottle. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you.
We're now going to wrap up today by talking about some recommendations that have been sent in by you viewers that could be used as an extension strategy for the #ShareACoke campaign.
Today we have Sammy Too Sweet 98 from Surrey, who is a housewife, and here are her thoughts.
So there's a tweet saying that Coke should be more family oriented, and this will include Coca-Cola bringing out the larger 2-litre bottles with surnames such as King, her last name, Williams and Robinson. This will emphasise sharing a Coke with family as well as friends.
Excellent.
We also received a Facebook message from Doris saying she feels her generation are a little bit excluded from the campaign even though they grew up with Coca-Cola. Doris thinks that would be a good campaign extension to include more age groups to target a wider audience.
Thanks, Livy. We also have a new Facebook message from Nacho in Thailand, so there is no presence of the #ShareACoke campaign there. The only way for her to get a bottle with her name on is
is with one of her family members to send her a virtual Coke online. She likes the concept but would also prefer a physical product.
Thank you very much for your tweets. We'll see you next week.